Greetings, grandfather. Now, as you know, these are troubling times, not only between peoples and groups of people, but between countries and more. So, you will hear many reports about these people doing this to those people and those people doing that to these people, and I'm not here to say right or wrong. What I'm here to say is that you may not be able to have a great deal of influence there, though it might be possible to know the difference between rumors, stories, and facts. But I will not go into that here. I will leave it up to you to decide what is true as far as you know, and to support others to believe not only what is true, but also to find a way to work things out without destroying whole peoples and whole places. Sometimes this is done with the best of intentions. Oh, we'll just go in there for a few days and work it out and everything will be fine. You know that history is a monument to such misjudgments. But that's all I'm going to say about that for right now. The main thing is that I'm here to help you with your spirits, with your spirituality, and with things you can do beyond what seems to be possible. Now, Mother Earth is going through changes. Not unlike you, she is doing what she must to keep body and soul together. So she won't be able to look after you the way she once did. One of the ways she won't be able to look after you is she will not be able to keep her atmosphere as strong and really as dense as it once was. You all know that there's holes in the atmosphere, and as a result some radiations have been coming through, and this has been harmful to people, and in some places it's really a problem. So, couple of things. First, I'm going to ask that you do a living prayer. First, ask that all the most benevolent energies that are available for you be all around and about you, and then wait for a moment. If you feel energy come up, that's good. If you don't, then just wait for 10-15 seconds or so. Then, assuming you feel the energy, when you feel that energy, say this: I am asking that Mother Earth now strengthen her atmosphere so that objects hurtling in the general direction of Earth, out of control of human beings on Earth, be slowed greatly or burn up in the atmosphere so that we are all safe. If you feel energy come up during the time you say those words, then pause until the energy calms a bit. That's the energy working to support what you are requesting. Remember, when I give these words like this, to say them exactly the way I have stated them. If English is not your first language, and I know for many of you it is not, it may or may not work in your language. If you know people who are spiritual people and can do something like what's going on here, this channeling process with deep connections and benevolent energies, you can ask for that English language in that living prayer. to be translated into the words with the proper intent that will accomplish the same thing in your language, and then just experiment. You might find that it works, or you might find you have to change a word here and there. Practice with such things to see if it can work. If it doesn't work so well, then just try to say the English as best you can. Now, there's more. For those of you who've been practicing your long touch, I want to give you a little more homework. I don't want you to be moving things around in space because there's a lot of satellites up there that are doing a lot of good. A lot of your communications and entertainments and other things are supported because those satellites are going around doing good things. I grant that some of them are doing things you wish they weren't, but even those are sometimes doing good things that you don't know about. So, be careful about that. If you're reaching up into the sky to do this homework I'm going to give, first say, after asking that all the most benevolent energies be available for you, always say that, and the rest of it, and wait for the energy to come up. Then say, I am asking that any and all homework I do with my spiritual abilities be happening in the most benevolent way, so that all is well for all beings. All right? Get in the habit of saying that when you're doing the homework, so that in case you make a mistake, it will be undone. Though I've built in a lot of cautions and guards here so that you don't trip over something. But get used to looking after your own needs and helping others as well. In a benevolent way now. No lectures. So, then this is your next homework for deflecting meteors, asteroids, comets like that may be coming either too close to Earth or that may potentially strike the Earth, even with a glancing blow, which would be catastrophic. So, this is what I want you to do, okay? Find out, okay, look up on your astronomy sites that you have in your part of the world. Europe has one, the United States has one. If you're unable to find such a thing, then go to NASA or something like that, nasa.gov, and Europe has a space agency. Find something like that. Your universities might have something too. And try to get a picture of a comet. Something like that, that is deep in space. Okay? And if you can get that picture, I want you, and it could be just a large asteroid nowhere near Earth, alright? I don't want you to be nudging it around, okay? But I want you to reach out and touch it, okay? Some of you are left-handed, but nevertheless, use your right hand. Put your hand in this position. I'm going to move this around a bit. Hopefully you can see this pretty well, alright? And reach up towards the sky, okay? If for any reason you're unable to get outside, you have to be able to see the sky, okay? So find out where that comet is or that asteroid is, okay? And Find out if you can by standing outside. Your hand at any time, your arm stretched out in the direction of that. Make sure you get a picture of it so you have that in your mind's eye. And then do this. First say, I am asking that all the most benevolent energies that are available for me be all around me and all about me, to insulate and protect all beings, that this homework I do is safe for me and all beings. All right? Again, remember, if the energy comes up, wait a moment. Okay? And when it comes up, if it comes up strong, as it will for some of you, then wait until it fades a bit. Then, without saying anything, reach your arm, your right arm, up towards the sky in the direction of that comet or asteroid, and just touch it. If you've been doing the long touch homework here, you've already built up to this. Don't try and move it, all right? Don't try and move it. For those of you who are over-enthusiastic, hear me now. Don't try to move it. But just reach up and touch it. Some of you, when you're touching a comet, will feel cold. Some of you, when touching an asteroid, will actually have the sensation of touch. You will feel that you're touching something. If you feel a sudden sensation like an electrical shock, all right, pull your hand back and break the connection. It means you're touching something you shouldn't be touching, all right? If you're feeling uncomfortable, stop the homework completely and go to the blogs. If you haven't already done that, the written blogs, find clearing. Always know, go to the written blogs, hit the label that says clearing, and find something you can do to clear yourself, and get used to doing that regularly, okay? If you have that electrical jolt, you're going to want to clear yourself right away. But assuming you don't have that, then just touch that object in space. Remember, it doesn't make any difference how far away it is. It can be millions of miles away. Of course, most likely it will be. But your job is to touch it and familiarize yourself with it. You might even get a sensation of feeling something dusty touching those objects in space. I know it might seem to be unlikely that you would be able to be that precise, but remember, your intention is to touch whatever this object is. It will probably have a name given to it by the space agency or the person that discovered it with their telescopes or something like that. Feel free to use that name. But what you do, when you're reaching towards it, you say, I am now going to touch, and then you say the name of whatever object you've picked out, okay? Don't maintain that touch once you feel you have made it. Do not maintain it for more than 5 or 6 seconds. You're going to very lightly touch it. You don't want to get too familiar with it because, while you may not believe this, it is so. Objects like that can feel a sense of contact, and they might be more inclined to come towards the earth rather than less. So don't get mad and say, stay away. Remember, this is homework, and that's what I want you to do. Now, for those of you who want to do a refresher course on long touch, go back and see if you can move a tree branch or something. That homework has been given on the written blogs or on the videos. You'll have to look for it and find it yourself. I'm not going to tell you everything. You've been educated, and I'm going to trust that you know where that is. Some links may be available on the written blogs, though, once this is posted on YouTube. We'll see. But for right now, that's what I recommend you do. These are challenging times. Try to help people and animals and trees and whatnot, and the sea and earth as much as you are able, but also get plenty of rest, eat as well as possible, and learn to share things from one person to another. You don't have to be rich to share objects. You can, as you get better at living prayer, benevolent magic, natural magic, true magic, all the things I teach here. When you get good at it, you can share those skills and help out your fellow human beings. More on these things soon. Earth changes are real. But remember, just as you have to change your lives these days to live as well as possible, so Mother Earth, being a living being, must do the same for herself. So you will have to do things that she used to do for you, but I have faith in your ability to do so. Magic is not the stuff only of stories. It is real, and it is your true nature when you are in spirit form. There is no need to wait for that, though. You can do magic now. Good life.